Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Worldology. Today we have a new community update for the update that's going to come out in Battlefield 6 in June 9th. So about 10 days by the time of this recording. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, the main majority of this update is going to be for the gameplay, right? So we got the soldier visibility, the vehicle update, spray paints, portable order, progression, and looking ahead at the gameplay changes. So first and foremost, the soldier visibility. Everybody talked about the soldier visibility being very bad, as it really is very bad. It's kind of on par with Battlefield 5 and what I've seen and how comparable they are together. And also when they put the new video, I'm gonna show you on the screen, the new video of how it looks from a before and after. I'm kind of nervous on how they can actually implement that into the game because it doesn't really look too different. The players still kind of blend in inside the rocks and crevices and stuff like that. And yes, of course it should be like that because you have camouflage skins in the game, right? But again, there should also be a little bit of like outline. Like, yes, we have an outline, but maybe something brighter of an outline or something. Or also have like the health bars appear above the character's head like in BF4. Because again, yes, that can be a situation on probably being too big. That can also be like, hey, we're just going to show a big red bar above your screen so you can be able to detect where they are. But again, that's also a good thing that they are bringing and looking forward to bringing better visibility aspects in a game, as it really is a very game-breaking situation. So to all my people who actually has those, visibility issues, it is not your game or your system, whatever you're playing on, or your monitor. It is basically the whole entire game, and the update's not coming out, and they actually solved how to make it come out in a better way that we can all see each other on the battlefield. All right, so the vehicle updates, they got changed. All my helicopter players and my pilots out there, they have a radar system. The radar system is very needed in the pilot situation. I don't really know too much about the pilots. I only flew a little bit, and it's not necessarily too bad on the new updates for the pilot anyway. So if y'all want to be able to be a pilot yourselves, if that is your first time doing that, then go ahead. It is very improved in my situation, in my experience. And the thing is, the radar system is going to make it even way better, hopefully, in the situation, because they put quotation marks in the radar system. So we honestly don't know if it's actually going to be a radar system like how BF4 was. We just have to see. So I'm going to get into the new map, because the new map is the most important thing, as it's going to be the only new content that's going to come into the game in regarding to ResSec and everything like that. But that is the current content that's getting added on. So we're going to go into Cairo Bazaar. Cairo Bazaar set in Egypt, and it is a remastered or it's not necessarily a remake, but it's like a remastered or something of Grand Bazaar in Battlefield 3. So the Grand Bazaar is a very good map. It is a infantry focused map. It is very accessible to have good angles and everything and good gameplay flow. But hopefully with the new gameplay changes, as we didn't really hear too much about the netcode changes and everything like that. But again, that can also come into the future of this update as well. And we never know because we only have 10 days left. But the new Cairo Bazaar map is actually a very awaited map. People wanted this map, but also people want Operation Metro. I wanted to, I know y'all do still want Operation Metro. Who knows? Lockers, who knows? But we are getting, Grand Bazaar, Cairo Bazaar for that matter. So we're going to the spray paints. So the spray paints is just something to express your soldier, yourself playing Battlefield 6. I don't think it's really needed. It just doesn't really mean anything. I guess that can prove well. Battlefield solos. I'm going to get to Battlefield solos. Just going to jump around a little bit. Battlefield solos, it is going to come back into the game. Battlefield solos, they removed it. It wasn't really in the main game, but it was in Battlefield Labs, and we could have all played it. The lab testers, right? We could have all played Battlefield solos and just play how it would feel in the real game, since they're adding rank. It is coming back. Duos is coming back as well, so we're actually going to get duos and solos, and we're just going to see if that can be a well adaptation to bringing rank into those categories. All right, going to the portable mortar. In our previous community update, we mentioned that additional mortar changes were already in development. So the thing with the mortars is that you could have put your mortar in the back of the HQ and actually, spawn camp the mortar and, annoy a lot of people on the enemy team, and you can have multiple. I don't know if they have like a limit on how many people on your team can actually deploy mortars. It would be very bad news if everybody on the team can, and I don't know if that would actually, be an actual thing that people would do. Probably, because it's Battlefield, right? Who knows? But the thing is, the shoot and scoop playstyle with Blast Point, we introduced the following updates to solidify its role as sustained pressure and support tool while improving opportunities for counterplay during combat. So portable mortars and missile intercepts can no longer be equipped or placed together, meaning that I guess you could intercept a missile while, having a portable mortar, and you can't really be touched at the, while using a mortar. It's a really confusing thing. I don't really know too much about that. And the thing with Blast Point as well, I'm just jumping all over the place. This is going to be a jump all over the place video. All right, because we got to get this out, and we just got to get ready for June 9th. All right, so this Blast Point, I don't really know too much about Blast Point. It's another game mode, I guess, that's added on to the 10 other game modes that we have, but I don't necessarily know if Blast Point going to be competitive or not. So I'm going to get to the progression. Since launch, we've continued to make adjustments to progression pacing across Battlefield 6 based on your feedback, especially throughout season 2. One of the biggest areas we focus on is making progression feel smoother and more rewarding earlier in your play sessions, helping players unlock meaningful loadout options faster and spend less time working through slower opening tiers. So they improve hardware mastery progression, with players now unlocking primary weapon attachments roughly 50% faster than before. That is a very good manner. That's almost double. It's 150, right? Math. I don't know if it's right math, but these updates apply across all primary weapon categories and sidearms, helping loadouts come together much earlier during progression. So all my people out there who has jobs and everything and can't really be on the game that often, you will be able to progress fast, even if you play only one time a week. You can probably get a level 1 weapon to probably a level 10 at the end of the day, and if you play well, you can get it at 20 or even 30. You can probably get a mastery if you actually play a few of those master games you did, and that is a very good manner. 50% is a lot, and also if you have your double XP tokens, you can obviously select those and get a good amount of XP from that 150 and also the 2 times, right? So they are going to continue to monitor the situation on the progression. It is a very, I guess, hard manner for them to do, but looking ahead at the gunplay changes, this is the big part. The gunplay changes. Thing with the gunplay changes, I'm not going to get into deep on a chart. I'll probably show the chart up on a screen, but they are improving a lot of multipliers across several weapon categories, alongside broader ballistic updates involving muzzle velocity, drag, and bullet drop behavior. So basically, they are going to try to fix the laser beam gunplay like how 2042 is and got transferred over to Battlefield 6. So I know y'all do not really want the laser beam gunplay, because in the game nowadays, how I played it in live and many others as well, we can't really get into certain situations, and we can't really progress in certain sectors if we're playing Breakpoint or even Conquest or Escalation, that we always get stuck in a certain situation. All of our teammates get stuck in a certain situation because we cannot move forward, because everything is so powerful in the game. And it is a good thing that they are fixing the weapons and actually making them play like how Battlefield 4, 3, 1, 5, I guess 5 didn't really have that much of a laser beam gunplay. It was pretty similar, but it still had those aspects, right? But going to the snipers, in which they're improving on that as well, is that they are still having the sweet spot in the game. It's not necessarily a good thing to have sweet spot in the game. Obviously, if you get shot one time with a sniper, yeah, you shouldn't really die in that, but obviously it's for all my casual players out there, but it's not necessarily a bad thing for casuals to get better, right? But again, they are testing the narrower sweet spot ranges for bolt action snipers. And is that good to me? No. Is it good to other people? Probably. There should also be a balance in the muzzle velocity, and and everything like that. And they are improving handling predictability and consistency of automatic weapons during sustained fire, which is a good thing for a whole general of weapons, which that is coming to the case. You know, handling predictability. So they did, again, I'm gonna explain that to y'all. They did add recoil randomization, so every time you fire a weapon, it goes in a different pattern, messes with your real life wrist, your real life aim. It does everything to disrupt your whole body, and if you have arthritis, it is not going to be good for you. It's probably an arthritis cause, all right? So the early feedback, everybody said the early feedback was, you know, they are encouraging limb damage adjustments and everything for the direction of the gun. Limb multipliers is still not going to be in the game in June 9th, but it's going to come in the future. Maybe if the people who get lab tests be able to, you know, see what is going to go on when the interchanges for that. So Red Set, I can't necessarily talk too much about Red Set because honestly, I'm not a Red Set player. But the thing is, they are reducing player counts from 100 to 80. I don't know if it's because the game is dead, just being generally honest, or it's just like a better flow of the map, because the map is pretty big and I don't really see why they would remove it, right? So solos will become an active playlist. Duos will rotate out temporarily. So it's going to be solos and then duos and then duos and then solos, and, you know, etc. and things like that. I don't know if that's really good or not, but it will be interesting in a way for all my Battle Royale players. And they are also making improved loot and everything like that. So the general Battle Royale stuff, I'm not necessarily a liking or a fan of Battle Royale, but also if there are solos and they do add rank, there could be some situation just trying it. But honestly, I don't know. That's for all my, how do all my Battle Royale players feel about that? I don't know. I don't really like Battle Royales. But the thing is, that is generally all for the portal. It's nothing really too much about the portal. You can just customize your Cairo Bazaar or Railway to Garmin maps as they're bringing that into the game. There are still no instances on 60Hz portal servers or anything like that. I don't know if it's because of the server browser that's about to come into the game and they're fixing on that, but also it's just something that needs to be addressed, and we still haven't got it since the beginning of the game. So again, that is generally all in the game. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. June 9th is when the full update is going to come. All right, so we have to be a little bit more patient about that. 10 days, it is very long comparing to how the game is right now. And the thing is, it's going to be, hopefully Cairo Bazaar is going to be well. So enjoy this video. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Worldology on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. And just know that if y'all have any thoughts, just write down your thoughts and just, you know, have fun with it. Y'all enjoy this video. June 9th is when the full update is going to come. All right, so we have to be a little bit more patient about that. 10 days, it is very long comparing to how the game is right now. And the thing is, it's going to be, hopefully Cairo Bazaar is going to be well. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Worldology on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. And just know that if y'all have any thoughts, just write down your thoughts and just have fun with it. All right, y'all enjoy this video. June 9th is when the full update is going to come. All right, so we have to be a little bit more patient about that. 10 days, it is very long comparing to how the game is right now. And the thing is, it's going to be, hopefully Cairo Bazaar is going to be well. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Worldology on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. And just know that if y'all have any thoughts, just write down your thoughts and just have fun with it. All right, so I am not.